This video is not intended for anyone 13 or younger. Hello viewers, and welcome back to My Hero Academia Reaction. And I'm your humble host, Josh24214, and today we're going to be tackling Chapter 276. And yeah, I know that it came out like 2 days ago on Friday, and I should have done this like on Friday, but you know how life goes. Sometimes you just want to take a break on it and something like that. So, where were we on the last chapter? Oh yeah, we had a big teasing of the fight between Shigaraki and Midoriya and Bakugo, and Midoriya and Bakugo are safe with Gran Torino. And instead, we get basically a rematch between Shigaraki as basically a demigod versus Aizawa, who got his ass beat way back in the SJU incident. So yeah, I think we're going to be expecting a repeat of the last time. So let's not waste any more time and let's get into chapter 276. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It only takes 2 simple clicks. Click, click. Enjoy the episode. And we get no cover page right off the bat. And first of all, on the first page, we don't actually get a continuation. We strangely cut away to a helicopter in the air, and it's basically revealed to be the news network's helicopter, and the helicopter's going chop 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 chop. As we get an anchor watching the entire incident, as he announces and says, "We're coming from you." And yeah, we're going to be. And yeah, this is basically a news recap on what's going on. And we have. "We're coming to you live from the skies above Jakku City. Are you seeing this? A good third of the city has been reduced to rubble. Directly below us, rescue teams made up of heroes and law enforcement officials are helping citizens evacuate. What an incredible effort. It brings to mind the terrible scene we witnessed at Dhaka City last year." And technically that was like 3 months ago, but yeah, we cut back to the news station and the quote is probably from the guy in the helicopter continuing. "The smoke and dust are obscuring our view, so we can't quite tell who or what these heroes are battling." And we cut to page 2 as we see one of the panels, we see Shigaraki falling down as the news anchor continues, and we quickly cut back to UA with All Might and Eri, which is kind of a bit of a bad idea, seeing Eri watching all this very high stress situation and people suffering and dying. As the news anchor continues, "Hosu City, Kamito Ward. The large-scale terrorist attacks that have begun last year don't seem to be letting up. Yes, we're witnessing history repeat itself in Jakku City today. What is going on in Japan right now?" As we cut to page 3, we see multiple panels of Midoriya's mom, Todoroki's sister in an elementary school, his bigger brother still working at college, and his mother still at the hospital, as we see Bakugo's mom just looking through a photo of a little photo book, like a photo book with the words saying Kasuki's memory, like a memories album, and we do see there's a nice, cute little detail of a bomb fuse being lit there. It's a nice touch, and we quickly cut back to Tartarus as we see the sea all for one still smiling, knowing that his demigod has been basically unleashed upon humanity, and now pursuing his new primary objective to claim all for one to gain godhood power, basically. And the news anchor continues and saying, "Where is our country headed?" And probably towards the villain's side, most likely, from fan base. So on page 4, we finally get our basic introduction as we cut to where Aizawa is, and we see the return of Hydra from the Stain arc, who was with um, Ia during the whole Stain arc, and we get our basic My Hero Academia by Kohei Horikoshi, translation by Gabal Cook and John Hurt as lettering, and we get our title drop, and it is chapter number 276, basically saying you cheated. And yeah, this is kind of a double meaning on what's going on. Well, both sides, the heroes and the villains, did technically cheat, but I don't know who's implying who said the words "you're cheating." It just sounds like a pratty child is saying it.
That's right. You're a big fat phony.
As we get a return to Gran Torino with Bakugo and Midoriya, and we have Endeavor going to go and battle Shigaraki in his demigod form, and we see Shigaraki just still falling from the air. As on the next page, we see Shigaraki pulling that phone again, which is probably using to control Giga, and Shigaraki just says, kill every person you see. As we see Dragon Lady, and yes, I still don't remember her goddamn name, I'm sorry, as she shouts, Endeavor! As we see Endeavor just rocketing towards Shigaraki, as we see Kiddo, as Endeavor says, Kiddo, as Kiddo's preparing his bandages for something. And now Kiddo continues saying, need a lift? I got one ready. Now go! As we get basically we still get a quick explanation on his quirk by President Mike usually. Endeavor's sidekick, Kiddo. Quirk traject. Can alter the course of body's emotion. Okay, so he can basically affect the physics, so you can make it go rocketing upwards while Endeavor went through the hoop of bandages. He changes direction to go up, saving much on the rocket fuel. As we see on the next page, we see Endeavor basically doing a squat while going up towards Shigaraki and fired, and he's preparing to do, and he has his arms blocked just in case Shigaraki does something. As we see Dragon Lady continue saying, Shigaraki can't use his quirks. As we get, I don't know who's basically saying, I think one of them is Hydra and the other one is Aizawa. And Aizawa says, it would have been best to look at him after hiding, but, and Hydra takes over, what if he touched the ground again? In the meantime, hang on, I'm slipping. As we see Aizawa bawling his eyes out, and it's actually corrected to be Manuel's quirk, and Aizawa's saying, thanks, Manuel. As Manuel continues saying, of course, applying too much would flood your eyes and make you blank anyway, so we have to keep in sync. Okay, using Manuel's quirk to keep Aizawa hydrated and doesn't need to blink. That's kind of clever. And in the meantime, that Shigaraki doesn't have all of his quirk powers, as we see Endeavor's getting ready for his big attack, as he continues saying in his inner head, saying, "You killed too many already," as we get like Shigaraki being fully joyed and getting ready to like gonna pull something out of his ass, just saying yikes. And Endeavor does his big attack, blowing a huge fireball towards Shigaraki, but Shigaraki manages to dodge his out of the way and basically only got his left arm by the looks of it. So he basically dodged it. And as we see Aizawa, Manuel, and Endeavor shocked by this event occurring, and we have Shigaraki continuing still feeling the burn after that attack. It did get him, but he's just going to easily recover. With Shigaraki saying, "That hurt." And we get an inner monologue of Endeavor getting into his head, going inside Endeavor's head, as he starts saying, "It's not a quirk. That's just his strength. A jump from back then too. A swing from the a swing from the arm lets him move around in midair. That power. It's just like as we see Endeavor just realizes what's going on and he pictures All Might. So he's basically as physically strong as All Might now is. As we quickly cut away to President Mike and the Mad Doctor starts talking, and probably more exposition. But it's good to see President Mike's still alive and the Mad Doctor hasn't been taken back yet. As the Mad Doctor says, "It's not quite on par with All Might, sadly. Excessive remodeling of his body would have been an overburden on his brain." And we quickly cut away to Aizawa, Gridlock, and Manuel, as Aizawa says, "My eraser hasn't been undone." But we still get a quick cutaway downward to see what happened. Yeah, his leg is basically broken from the attack with that high-end Nomu that almost got Aizawa disintegrated and got saved by Shield, by Crust. And also Aizawa continues remembering one Nomu that was in the SJU incident. As Aizawa continues saying, "Does that mean he's like a perfect Nomu?" And then Dragon Lady gets super freaking pissed about the whole thing and she says, "Monster," as she goes bowling arrogantly towards Shigaraki. But both Endeavor and Dragon Lady are taken down by one punch by the look of the art. And they both hit the ground by Shigaraki's handiwork. But we quickly cut away back to Gran Torino, Midoriya, and Bakugo, as Gran Torino starts a conversation saying, "Should be good here," as Midoriya continues saying, "But Aizawa Sensei's down there." And Gran Torino continues saying, "Yeah, he's sealing off Shigaraki's quirks." And Bakugo interrupts, saying, "We're still pretty damn close, Gramps." And Midoriya interrupts, saying, "Oh, Gran Torino, Kachan actually knows about." And Gran Torino interrupts him, saying, "One for all, yeah. All Might told me. And this is as far as we go, Bakugo." And then we see like a little map of saying what's going on in the hospital ruins, with Shigaraki now going to have to go after Midoriya, and Midoriya's a bit further away from that, and we see an entire map of the entire corruption decay is still going mostly south, but not northwest, northeast, and west, strangely enough. And Gran Torino continues saying, that thing's capable of moving quicker than any of us expected. There's only so many heroes who can give chase, and since our comms are jammed, luring him too far away would actually give Shigaraki free rein. You already got that thing away from the people and into Eraser's line of sight. That's a job well done. And Gran Torino continues saying, now I'm heading back to help keep Eraser mobile. And Midoriya interrupts saying, are you saying we should just hide? And Gran Torino just interrupts saying, word is All For One's quirk was transferred into Shigaraki, according to the DJ hero. And Gran Torino continues saying, if he manages to steal one for all from you, well, that what's worse than a worst case scenario? And yeah, Gran Torino is technically right. That would be super bad if Shigaraki basically became a god, basically, and then no one would be able to defeat him. And Gran Torino is technically doing the right thing here. But this is Midoriya we're talking about, and he's just gonna go anyway. There's nobody gonna stop him. And we don't know if we don't know if Shigaraki can steal the quirk, even though that we know all the way back then he can't, that Midoriya has to willingly give it to Shigaraki, but well, we all know that it did, that All For One for All, was technically still made from All For One, technically. So we don't know 100% sure if Shigaraki can just take it back. But I think he can't. Shigaraki can't forcibly take it because All For One would have done it by now. One for All should have done it by now, like way, way, way back then. So I guess either All For One is, and I don't know. I know All For One is not an idiot, so I think he did try it a few years ago, but he couldn't do it back then. I'm just basically speculating at this point as we get more Gran Torino dialogue while all the other heroes who can fly are going towards Shigaraki and try to face him head on. With Gran Torino saying, "We're we're up against we are up against just one guy. If this many of us can't get the job done, then what is the point of this hero-saturated society?" As we quickly cut away for weirdly a double-page spread, we see all the flying heroes going towards Shigaraki when something in the dust comes marching, and we see random debris. And oh my god, what the frick? Oh god, that's a lot of high ends. Yep, an entire army of high-end Nomus are basically marching towards them, and they're gonna get freaking slaughtered. And there's like a few that one is a dog, one is a bat Cthulhu, one is a dentist nightmare, one is a gorilla, one's a only have spikes in the front, one's it's like an architecture of hell. And we see that Gran Torino, Midoriya, and Bakugo sees this bizarre, horrific Cthulhu shit is coming towards them, and they're just basically shocked as pretty much all the other readers are. As we quickly cut away to the next page, and we see that the kiddo and some random guys with kiddos saying, Nomu, how did they survive? And we quickly cut away back to Shigaraki in Endeavor's fight with Shigaraki saying, "That that really hurt. Hey, that really hurt. Hey, number one, as we see on the next panel, we see, oh my god, Shigaraki doing the pose of his Endeavor's victory pose that he used against after his victory against Hood, and he's just doing the hand fist in the air, and he's basically just mocking Endeavor at this point with Dragon Lady on underneath, with Shigaraki saying, "How did it go again? Was it this arm raised, or was it the other? Whatever. Too bad I too bad I got the jump on you." And Endeavor's just being super pissed about this little annoyance of getting mocked, with Endeavor saying, "Get off!" as he just fire blasts Shigaraki, as we quickly cut away to, yeah, Endeavor did a fire blast, and Shigaraki just basically jumped off of him, and with Shigaraki doing a tirade now, continuing saying, "I can control decay now, you know? I couldn't save every last Nomu capsule, but I fine-tuned it enough to spare some of them." As we get a flashback to back to the main laboratory that was basically destroyed, with Shigaraki continuing saying, "So these guys won't just wake up and go nuts." And this is a conversation between Shigaraki and the Mad Doctor before the surgery, with the Mad Doctor continuing saying, "Of course not. They are activated by an electric pulse." And we see Shigaraki in a very nice suit before the surgery, as the Mad Doctor continues saying, "Just tap this device once and they'll awaken, but they are programmed to obey orders from specific people. The perfect servants for the villain king, I say," as we see Shigaraki just enjoying himself, just smiling, knowing that he's got an entire army. So yeah, that little remote control, that little radio that Shigaraki had at the beginning of this chapter, yeah, it turns out that's the thing that turned on those Nomus that just came just now. I thought it was basically a radio saying to Giga, saying, "Yeah, come over here, help my ass out," and basically kill everybody on sight on the way. And then we quickly continue with we cut back to President Mike and the Mad Doctor, with Mad Doctor saying, "Leave it to my dear friend's apprentice to keep my precious high-ends alive." And we have President Mike saying, "High-ends?" And the Mad Doctor continues saying, "And he must have created an included current with those radio waves. Clever boy. But these little ones haven't even made it to the testing phase." So they're so those high-ends are not perfect. They're probably still dumb as bricks, but they won't be doing any combo shenanigans with the whole Sindel and the parasite cage. No move back from the main laboratory. "They can't think for themselves, but still, they're quite strong." And we cut to the next page. We see the new horde of high-ends coming, with the Mad Doctor saying, "Why don't we call them near high-ends?" As the new near high-ends are just coming their way and basically slaughtering all the flying heroes. As we quickly cut back to Gran Torino, Midoriya, and Bakugo, with Gran Torino saying, "Dang it, two of them are heading right for Eraser. You two, keep hidden." And Midoriya's repeating the words that Gran Torino says, "The worst case." As we see, we get a weird random something happened, and then in the next panel before the next page, we see Shigaraki just, oh, it's saying that Shigaraki took off. And we have Shigaraki continue saying, "Got your eyes on me, huh? Well then, Who's watching you? As Shigaraki takes off. And we find out on the next page, Shigaraki is basically chose a new target. And Shigaraki is in rocketing towards Lockdown, Aizawa, and Manual. As Shigaraki says, "You're in the way, Eraserhead." And Shigaraki's just about to try and kill them, but we have Lockdown just leaving Aizawa, and he's probably trying to lock down Shigaraki, but I think he's going to be way too fast for it. And then we get into another panel with Aizawa, and he's having his inner monologue saying, "No, can't afford to die. If I die, there'll be no one left to hold him back." As we get like two flashbacks of Bakugo and Midoriya from their first class, with Midoriya saying, I still there's Aizawa saying, "I still have to watch over them until they graduate and become heroes." As Aizawa is preparing to pull out a knife from his sleeve that he always keeps in the back, and people strangely tends to forget that Aizawa does have a knife and he's about to use it. And on the next page we see all of class 1A, as we see Aizawa saying in his head, "I still need to." Yeah, and we have Aizawa shouting, "No, you're in the way." As we see Shigaraki's coming closer and closer, getting his whole hand ready just to touch Aizawa and basically just disintegrate him. So, okay. I'm okay with that. At least Shigaraki's not going to try and steal Aizawa's quirk. That would make him too broken and basically a god anyway. But he gets rudely interrupted when... But before that could happen, Shigaraki is being bum rushed, tackled by Midoriya, just going in there and grabbing the sides of his arms and on his shoulders and just rocket Shigaraki away from Aizawa, and in a badass way. Fuck yeah! And we have Midoriya continuing taking over the inner monologue, saying, "Sensei, Sensei, this time," as we get repeating of flashbacks of Aizawa going through a lot of the stuff, including the whole apology scene. And for the last panel of the chapter, we see it's Bakugo just getting ready to attack Shigaraki from behind Midoriya, and with Bakugo saying, "It's our turn," and next chapter will hit July 5th. And yeah, we're now getting our real fight between Midoriya, Bakugo, and Shigaraki, and we're getting our proper fight now. So yeah, this is going to be intense, and yeah, I can see like one of our main heroes actually die in this fight to make sure Midoriya stays alive and not have his quirk stolen. I could see that happening, and until then, we will have to wait on the next chapter, and that will hit on July 5th, and I'll try to get it done next week and try to get it uploaded then. So until then, have a good day, everybody, and I'll see you on the very next chapter. So until then, have a good day, everybody, and I'll see you next time.